They saw something fall from the sky. They checked their backyard and they saw something with like 8 to 9 feet, no clothes, green colored men, not human, with like the eyes were glowing and they did not. It was not a human being. So
it was actually. Yeah, brother.
did you see it? Did you see it?
Yeah, me and her side.
What'd you see?
It was like a big creature.
A big creature?
Yeah, like the one person talk.
Because I'm not going to BS you guys. One of my partners said they saw something fall out of the sky too, so that's why I'm kind of curious. Did you see anything land in your backyard, or?
They see like a big, that's what they say. They see like a big sun lights.
Can you go back to
Well, I would think they're at the back.
I see a cat over there.
What's going on, everybody? Johnny here, bringing another new episode of the RB Files podcast. Super stoked you guys are here to join me today. Today we're going to be talking about the 2023 Las Vegas alien encounter. Yeah, this is a very interesting story that came out in 2023, happening, like I said, in Las Vegas. A super strange story, an encounter that was, documented, and there's been interviews on this whole case, and it was just a very, very strange and intriguing case, and we're going to be taking a look into this incident that happened, and we're going to decide what we think. Was it real or was it made up? I mean, who knows? So without further ado, let's get into it. So in May of 2023, there was a police call, 911 call actually, made by a young man named Angel that reported 10-foot tall aliens in his backyard. Super strange, right, guys? Also, that night, there was bright green lights in the sky, or a bright green light in the sky that police happened to see as well. So the people that saw the bright green light in the sky also heard a loud crash in the backyard. And when they went to go and investigate, lo and behold, Angel and his cousin, I guess, witnessed what they saw after the clearing of all this smoke and whatnot. They saw these 10-foot tall alien-looking beings with bent legs backwards. Super strange looking. It's just one of those things where you're kind of like baffled by the story itself right from the beginning, because obviously, you hear a crash. You go and investigate. You don't expect to see 10-foot tall aliens in your backyard, right? I mean, what the hell? And then also that night, like I said, there was a bunch of reports coming in as well of a bright green light that was streaking across the sky, I guess from Nevada and Utah area. And it was bright green, and people saw it from all over the place. And it was also caught on camera by police officers as well. So that's another strange aspect of the whole ordeal itself. So it gives it more eyewitnesses, more, I guess, like credibility to the incident happening in itself. But, when it comes to Angel's story, obviously him and his family are the only ones that can even tell what happened to them with this whole supposedly possible landing of that craft in the backyard. So yeah, like I said, Angel was the one that made the phone call, and there's recorded audio, which we're going to play, and we're going to hear what his explanation and his description of what he's encountering with this whole incident is happening. And we're going to take a listen to that right now, and then we'll talk about, the whole thing afterwards.
There's like an 8-foot person beside it, and another one's inside, and it has big eyes and looking at us, and it's still there.
Okay, where is this on your property?
In my backyard.
Back the body.
I swear to God, this is not a joke. This is actually weird. She's terrified of it.
So there's 2 people or 2 subjects that are in your backyard?
Correct, and they're very large. They're like 8 foot, 9 feet, 10 foot. I don't know. They look like aliens to us. Big eyes. They have big eyes, like I can't explain it. And big mouth. They're tiny eyes and they're not human. They're 100% they're not human.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's very strange, right, guys? I mean, who would make a 911 phone call and report this kind of stuff? Mostly people doing like hoaxes and stuff like that would definitely get in trouble for reporting something, like that. But obviously, it was taken with, it was taken seriously, serious enough for the police to come out and to document what they encountered. Obviously, it's kind of weird because even the officer himself states that he saw a strange light in the sky too to the family. So it's kind of weird how how things just kind of came together with that whole incident itself.
It's almost midnight on May 1st when a Las Vegas Metro police officer's body cam catches this, something flashing low in the sky.
911 emergency.
Minutes later,
There's like an 8-foot person beside it, and another one's inside, and it has big eyes and looking at her, and it's still there.
someone calls 911 reporting two large figures.
And there's also footage too when the family went into the backyard to investigate themselves, which also has a lot of strangeness to the video itself. And this is the thing that went viral online, and people started speculating and starting doing their own analysis of the video, and trying to see what they see out of it. But obviously we don't know what exactly they saw, but we can kind of reference from what people pointed out on the videos or the video itself to say oh, this is what we saw and this is how it looks. So let's take a look at some of these videos and see if we can see anything. Personally, I cannot, except for one, which is like a shadowy type of figure that steps in. That's the only thing that I can really see, but people kind of come to their own conclusions of what they saw of Angel's video, or I don't know who exactly recorded it, but somebody from the family did. And bear in mind, they're carrying guns, they're scared as shit, and they're serious about what they saw. So, they head to the backyard, and this is what they see.
This.
Well, first of all, me dijo a la médica no vale son chorros. La verdad que me cerró y es muy callado. A ver, que dije, vos te me cada vez iba a tener una cava. Se vende que le da. A ver, dicen párpade, hay que sale con camisas. Pero ella no usa, ella no vive. Le gusta que te usa, le gusta que así que yo puedo decirlos. Sí, como sí, pero por el. Si no te estás así, vamos a la.
Kora me que antes país legal venga la chorsi kora y todo.
No, lo voy a tener.
Tosi.
Y que va a comer si tú te mueves.
Permitar.
Deja de estar así, no.
Kai no garela me casi les bonito. Kai no quiero que chuli.
Dame.
Kai no quiero.
Ligue acá. Entiende.
Kai no.
Adentro pararlo.
Uy, chedan.
Kidi kau.
Adentro de esa la letra. Nada que llevar. Agladel, parón.
Kidi kau.
Parón que yo tiene un día que acabar, agladel.
Kai quiero.
Adentro, diles.
Quién me sale.
Te cocharía lo que te camiona, adentro.
Kai permisar.
Agladel te acusó.
Permisar porque te van a negar mana quiero que kan no garela me.
Diles, esos son el poniendo acá.
Kai.
Anda el camión, los conchaditos de camión. Y los segundos de que el de para acá de cables.
Kai quiero kidi kau la del.
El concha cartelo, para eso sí.
Kai forklift o camión.
Yo tomo la voy. Cartelo, pegachari, parlarlo, que te acuerdo con la. Parlarlo, dile que a casa lo brindí. Bien luchado, o sea, pegachari, cuidadalo.
Kidi kau la del.
Para eso me diga completico.
Hoy de cable. ¿Cómo?
Cartelo, que acá, dile que acá callarle, ahí yo muy pelón, sí, pelón, varón, pelón.
Ya, yo.
Echado pedos y que los dedico. Cocha, que la de que chulo.
La voz según.
Yeah, so the videos are a little bit obviously hard to see what the hell's going on or what people are pointing out exactly. Interesting though, yes. Did they seem scared as shit? Yeah, it seems like they truly believe that they saw something in the backyard. Also too, when it came to the whole crashing, apparently there was a circle mark left in the ground in the backyard itself as well, impression of some sort. Obviously the eyewitness testimonies, and from what Angel and his cousin described, like I said, 10-foot tall, grayish looking aliens with big eyes, the kind of like the standard gray alien that we always hear about in UFO mythology or ufology, whatever you want to say. And he said they had like slimy skin. So, he did a couple of interviews, but obviously it seemed like his story was going more and more into different kind of details and different things were just happening. But serious strangeness did happen after the fact itself. So after the whole incident itself, there would be cameras that were later installed by, I guess, some counter terrorist intelligence, I don't know, some kind of intelligence agency or counter-terrorist agencies that did actually install some cameras on the property. And if there was nothing going on with that whole incident, why bother doing that? I mean, they were taken down not too long after that. After the whole thing too, Angel still had more stories than the family did about. Also, after the incident, Angel would report more strange encounters. Like he would see the infamous Men in Black would show up, which is always a part of the UFO lore and alien lore kind of stuff. The Men in Black are some kind of shadow government or shadow entity that come and watch what happens after the fact or even before the fact of some kind of incident with a UFO or with aliens himself. Also, people, I guess, to him, claiming to be police would show up and kind of show up in the middle of the night, and it would be something to, I guess, kind of like scare the family, intimidation, I would say. But the police also said that they didn't show up because Angel would follow up, apparently, to see if there was any officers sent to their houses and whatnot, but apparently, I guess there wasn't. Very strange, right, guys? And, for them to keep going on with it, it's interesting because, you don't want to be put in the spotlight of you're crazy, you're labeled as like, oh, that family is just something nuts. But, you never know. You got to take everything, like I always say, with a grain of salt. You got to just do your own analysis. But obviously, if something like this did happen to them, it's pretty creepy in general. And, between the audio call from the 911 call and then the encounters and some of the interviews as well. Some of the interviews afterwards where Angel does talk about some other kind of stuff, which is kind of crazy as well. We're going to get into that right now. So later on, there would be like paranormal happenings after the fact. And it's kind of weird because this kind of stuff has been talked about in some sense, in some stories, in some cases with alien encounters where people do believe that there's a supernatural residue that happens after the fact, that they get left behind with, I guess, like an open door, I guess like a portal that gets open once you encounter the phenomena itself. And when it came to Angel would say that he would witness that there would be floating crosses upside down in his house after the fact, and it would just be levitating in the air, and I guess would just drop or something like that. Of course, he would hear like knockings and strange sounds and stuff like that. So like, there's always been that whole, and we'll talk about this in a later episode as well, but there's this thing called the hitchhiker effect. When it comes to encountering UFOs or any kind of alien kind of, encounter that you have, that there's this thing that lingers with you after the fact and you can't shake it off, but it's either connected either to you or to the property that it happened on. And it's kind of like some ghostly kind of activity, but it's always been attributed to some type of portal being open and stuff like that. But like I said, we'll talk about more of those stories when it comes to that. That'll be a hitchhiker effect video itself.
You mentioned paranormal activity. What exactly did you see?
Well, I was in another room. My brother called me, and there was a upside down cross, and there was a Jesus statue in it. They ripped Jesus out of it. They threw him like across the room, and it was floating upside down.
Are you saying floating in the air?
Yeah, like in the air. It was floating upside down.
What did you do? I mean, did you go and pick it up? Did you knock it down? Like, how?
No, I didn't do nothing. I was just sitting there. I was crazy. I was like, what?
But how did it come down? It's not still floating right now, is it?
No, it came down. So we got closer to it and then dropped.
It fell to the ground. A crucifix,
Yeah,
floating in the air, upside down. The Jesus on the crucifix had been ripped off,
yeah.
and it was floating.
Yep.
And you can say definitively, without lies, that is what you saw.
Yes. Swear to God, that's what I said.
what do you believe that is? How could something like that happen? That's not physically possible in this world.
Also, like I said about those police officers that talked about seeing light itself, they actually had recorded body footage, body cam footage of the incident itself. But when it came to them actually going into the backyard after the incident happened, that footage strangely was deleted, it disappeared, it never came to any kind of fruition of what happened to that footage after the fact. Like there was never any footage of them going into the backyard and seeing what they saw. So who knows if they saw something and they were silenced themselves? We just don't know. But that's another strange point of this strange story itself as it is. But what do you guys think? Do you think Angel is telling the truth? Do you think they made up this story for like some kind of, publicity? I mean, I heard after the fact they kind of got ridiculed and, were not put in a good light. So why would you put yourself up into that position of ridicule and, being belittled and being bullied online and stuff like that? Just doesn't really make any sense. But at the same time, people do strange things. Or is this all adding up with the police, talking about what they saw and people seeing what the green light in the sky or an angel, hearing the crash and all this encounters and then, the interviews, whatnot. Do we think that there's something more to it? I would say it's a strange one for me. I do believe Angel possibly saw what he saw. Maybe it was, I don't know if it was a mass hallucination with the whole family, because it's just a strange thing to report on. I mean, especially making a 911 phone call about the whole incident itself and reporting it and having the police come out. But, nothing came of it afterwards, but except just this strange story. And I just want to know what you guys think about it. Is it creepy? Yeah, it's a creepy story itself. Interesting? Yes, I still think it's interesting. It's been 3 years ago that whole incident happened, and it kind of just disappeared, which is kind of strange itself too. But that's the 2023 Las Vegas alien encounter. And please like, share, subscribe if you do like the content that you're seeing. What do you think about this whole thing? Have you heard about this incident itself? I like to hear you guys' thoughts and opinions, and what's your analysis of the whole take of the of this whole incident itself. But once again, guys, thank you so much for sticking around and watching the video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys have a good one. See you on the next one. Peace out, guys.
What do you remember about that night? What do you remember seeing?
Start again, I guess. We were in the backyard fixing the truck, and then out of nowhere we just see a big light fall down and basically crash in the backyard. And moments after, a couple seconds after, I saw the big giant creature in front of me.
What?
The alien, whatever you guys want to call it. The alien, demon, whatever you guys want to call it.
What do you believe it is?
A demon.
A demon.
Yeah.
So maybe that's changed. That once you thought it was an alien, now you believe it was a demon.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what it is. Only God knows what it was. But I'm thinking it's like something bad. Not a good thing.
Was it moving? Was it doing?
Yes, it was moving. You could see he was breathing, he was like pissed off, like he wanted to do something.
And he was looking at you and your brother?
He was looking at me. Yeah.
Did he say anything?
Mm-mm. So I remember he was growling like a dog, like he was growling.
When did it end?
As soon as I closed my eyes, I guess. I don't know. I think I was praying or something like that, and they just let me go. That's when I went inside, and I saw my dad. I saw it too.
Did it feel like it out of control of your body?
Oh yeah, I couldn't move. Yeah.
You were paralyzed at the sight of this thing.
Yeah, I couldn't move.
And you were looking at it for 30 or so seconds, and then all of a sudden it was gone.
Yeah. That was pretty creepy.